Have you ever said something in English and felt like nobody took it seriously? The point was there, the vocabulary was fine, but somehow it didn't sound strong enough. That's not a vocabulary problem. That's an emphasis problem. And that's exactly what I'll fix in this video. Native speakers create emphasis by using simple words, not by some fancy high-level vocabulary. What changes is the structure, the timing, and the focus of the sentence. In this video, I'll show you two techniques that instantly make you sound more professional, persuasive, and confident. Let's start with a technique called spotlight framing. We call it spotlight framing because you highlight or spotlight the idea before you say it. This is where you say a short phrase to tell the listener this is where the focus is. For example, people would say a sentence in a normal, structured way, such as, improving communication is important. That's fine, grammatically correct, but it doesn't have that emphasis. So here's an example with a simple spotlight phrase. What's important is improving communication. This might seem very simple, but this is what really adds the strength to your sentence. Native speakers do this all the time. Here are some examples of some very common spotlight phrases used at the start of sentences. The most important thing is, what matters most is, what we really need to focus on is, the real problem is, the key point is, what's important is. These phrases all do the same thing, and I'm sure you can see the pattern. They direct the listener's attention to the main focus. Let's look at a few more examples. Instead of saying, we need to reduce unnecessary meetings, try, what we need to focus on is reducing unnecessary meetings. Now the listener knows where the focus should be. Or instead of saying, we have a communication problem, try, the real problem here is communication. It's the same information, but a completely different impact. Another example using a spotlight phrase. What's important is we get everyone aligned before the meeting. Now let's look at the second technique. This one is called fronting. With fronting, what we do is move the order to the front. By moving the important information to the front, the sentence sounds stronger and more direct before the listener can process it. Here's an example. A normal sentence might be, we understood the problem after reviewing the customer feedback. But a native speaker might say, only after reviewing the customer feedback did we understand the problem. Notice how much stronger this sounds. The listener hears the most important condition first, which creates more impact. For maximum emphasis, we use structures at the start for fronting, such as only after, only later, not until, not only, rarely, or never. These all do the same thing. They push the important information to the front, adding emphasis. Here's another example. Most people would say, the new process improved efficiency and reduced mistakes. But to add emphasis with fronting, not only did the new process improve efficiency, it also reduced mistakes. And here's a couple more with some fronting phrases. Not until the deadline passed did we realize how far behind we were. Or never did we expect for the project to take this long. So, whether you're using spotlight framing or fronting, the goal remains the same. We're guiding the listener's attention to the information that matters the most. So remember, native speakers don't create emphasis by using bigger vocabulary. They do it by controlling the attention, sometimes by spotlighting, sometimes by fronting. Today we focused on sentence structure to emphasize, but this is not the only way we emphasize in English. Native speakers also use tone, intonation, pacing, word stress, and pausing to create emphasis. But that's what I'll cover in another video. So if you don't want to miss it, subscribe and I'll see you there.